Ron DeSantis has officially put his name into the ring. He has officially filed paperwork to run for president in the 2024 race. And we have talked about this before. We talked about this a week or two ago. Appreciate the patience. We dropped a couple of videos last week, some interviews, working on 3 more right now. We have many more interviews scheduled to be done here coming up. But we were in Miami last week for the Bitcoin conference, and a lot of work being done there. Bitcoin trading cards. As you may know, my biggest passion is education, especially children's education. So doing a lot there, writing some books. It's going to be a lot of fun this year. But we talked about DeSantis a week or two ago, and we told you our thoughts here that it was a mistake. It's a big mistake. Uh, Anything's possible. Doesn't mean he can't win, but he's way behind the polls. And but the one good thing I think that come out of it is that you have vigorous debate. I think anytime you have debate is great. There's been a lot of debate in the Bitcoin community lately for many different reasons, and it's very good. It's good, and sometimes it's hard to hear. A lot of times it's hard to hear. Lincoln Douglas debates used to be 3 hours long. They'd sit there and debate back and forth. You have to debate the other side, be able to understand what's going on. Wish we were back to that, but we will get back to that. Bitcoin is ironically dragging us back into that ring. We at the Bitcoin conference we watched multiple current candidates, RFK and Vivek Ramaswamy, at the conference give keynotes, talk about Bitcoin and the importance of freedom, money, and self-sovereignty and property rights, etc., etc. Phenomenal talks. You can watch them on the Bitcoin Magazine website and social media and YouTube. So you can go watch them there. I really, really suggest you go watch those. Phenomenal, phenomenal talks. Tulsi Gabbard is there. It's amazing when you're in a community. I'm sorry, but you're in the right place when you've got people from literally the left and the right all in the same spot, all coming together. It's the only place in the world I know. Tell me another place in the world where these people are all on the same freedom mission for global freedom, for freedom for everyone, no matter what spectrum you're on. Doesn't matter what nationality, creed, race, religion, gender. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's what Bitcoiners are about. That's the person I want in my foxhole. Are people like that? People that are fighting for everyone, for all the principles and the first principles in nature's law, freedom, capitalism, free markets, individual sovereignty. That's what this is all about. This is what life is about. And the fact that we have not seen this in decades, and we have these candidates coming together and at the same conference, talking to people about the same topics, freedom and individual sovereignty and property rights and keeping your wealth and dismantling government agencies and taking them out so you can have more freedom in your life. It will make your life easier. You think your life is easier by having government run things for you, but they're actually making it harder. Everything costs more. You have a very low standard of living. It's sad. It's very sad. It's very hard to see the frog in the boiling pot. So DeSantis, though, again, we have said here, we think it's the wrong move. He's going to have a hard time, very hard time beating Trump. The entrenched, Trump is enough of an outsider still, and the business guy, and has a little bit of experience now, right? So that's a hard combination to beat. And as Stick says, if there's no honking, I mean, Trump he'd win in a landslide, right? So you had to fight things from all angles, but you had to be able to fight all of that. Trump has taken all the slings and arrows. But you know what? But at the end of the day, it is what it is. You have to be involved in politics, though. May the best man win or woman. I don't care. I really don't care. As a Bitcoiner, Bitcoin doesn't care. But what we do care about is being in your local politics and voting. We care about that greatly because if you aren't doing that, it's not that, oh, hey, people fought for your right and died for your right to vote. That is true. However, you have the right to not do that as well. But I would suggest and urge you vote. As our founding fathers said, if you are not involved in politics, you will be governed by your inferiors. That could mean people that are not as intelligent as you, people that don't have your best interests at heart, people that are evil. All those people are going to vote. They're making sure they get theirs, and they want to take it from you. So you might not like war, but war likes you. You might not like politics, but politics like you. And the very fact that there's many libertarians and people that are very very smart people and they don't vote, I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out because by not voting, you yourself are giving yourself exactly what you don't want, which is more government interference in your life. Completely antithetical and completely counterintuitive to what the mission we're on, what we're trying to do. So Ron DeSantis, again, I think he's making a big mistake. He's a young guy, could easily run in 4 years, and there you go. Make this easy, run Florida and be doing amazing stuff, and there we go. However, he wants to get in the ring. He wants to get in the fight. So, hey, we're here for it. We're going to be following this the whole way. Bitcoin is going to be a huge topic. As Nolan Bowerley pointed out 6-8 months ago, he called it. Bitcoin will be a major topic. And then months later, you have literally candidates and former candidates all at the Bitcoin conference all speaking on this. Truly mind-blowing. Senator Cynthia Lummis was there. Nayib Bukele is supposed to be there. I don't think he ended up showing up, but you have politicians from everywhere all coming to talk about Bitcoin, freedom money. It is the number one topic in anyone's life, because money is the number one topic in anyone's life, besides God, besides spiritual realm, the human realm. Money is the thing that all 8 billion people have to deal with. And it is the thing that really is the first layer of communication that binds us all together, quite honestly, in the human sense, in the human form. So we better figure out the money, or else nothing else is going to make sense. Nothing else is going to be free. Nothing else is going to fall into place if we don't have the correct money, if we don't have money that steals from us, which is all fiat currencies. So this is what we need to figure out. So any real candidate, Trump and DeSantis better get on the Bitcoin bandwagon, because you're not going to be able to win an election in a year, 2 years minimum. Everything after that, you won't be able to win an election. If you're anti-Bitcoin or something, or anti-freedom, anti-free money, and people holding their money, and you are not speaking out against CBDCs, which I believe DeSantis and Trump have. I know DeSantis for sure. I'm pretty sure Trump has. You have to. You have to be pro-Bitcoin. America has to take the mantle on that and be the shining city on the hill to give people their property rights and their freedom. And it will make America better off for it. You can't be scared. You can't be patriotic about the dollar. The dollar is nothing. You can be patriotic and you can hold the founding documents tight to your chest, but the dollar, who cares? Who cares? Just a dollar. It will make the dollar better, though. It will make everything better if you have Bitcoin or using Bitcoin for everything. We might not even have the dollar, but again, why? We don't need to be patriotic about that. There's no need to have the dollar. We have Bitcoin. We have truly decentralized, immutable, censorship-resistant money. Don't need anything else. It's for your friends and your enemies. Everyone in the world gets to use it. Complete fairness, complete equality. And people are scared of that. Grifters are scared of that. Rent seekers are scared of that. People that have power, that like to pull up the ladders under people. The U.S. has been guilty of that. Well, those people like pulling up the ladders. They don't like competition, right? The robber barons 100+ years ago didn't like competition. So they created rules and regulations that got into political power so that way it could make it hard for people. So DeSantis wants in. DeSantis wants in. Let me know your thoughts and comments. Please share this out, because algorithm hates truth. We are going to question everything's boldness, even the existence of God himself. It's not financial advice. It's freedom advice. I appreciate you coming to my TED Talk. I do, very much. So you can go read these articles. You can go see what's going on. But we've called it here. If it's going to be a Republican, it's going to be Trump most likely, unless they do something to him. I can't see the other way. I think the real race we need to watch for is RFK versus Biden. Does Michelle Obama come in? That's the person that for 10, 12 years I have been waiting for that shoe to drop, and I guess 6, 7 years, and since 2016, and RFK versus Biden, that's going to be the fight. Because if you hear Biden or RFK's talk, boy, oh boy, I don't know how you can't be for that guy and how he's speaking, how he's talking. Truly, truly remarkable. And I never thought I'd agree with someone from that side of the aisle as a child growing up, as a teenager, in my 20s. There's no way. We're so far apart. But ironically, we're more... What I've realized in the last 5, 6, 7 years, though, is we are way more similar than we are different. 90% of people want the same thing. They want to be left alone. Don't touch my body, right? Both sides are saying, don't touch my body, don't touch my body. That's RFK's stance. Is it Trump's stance? I don't know. Is it DeSantis' stance? I don't know, right? Vivek seems to be saying a similar thing, but Trump and DeSantis got to get on board. This is kind of more of the same stuff. So they might have an advantage in the polls, but they got to get it together. They have to get it together, or else they won't make it. They won't make it. They won't win. They won't win the general. They might beat each other up, and that's great, but they won't win the general. And we need a robust debate, and we need people that are liberty, freedom, free markets, protecting life, because those are the most important things. If you don't have that, you have nothing else. Nothing else even matters. So let me know your thoughts. I'm very curious to see what your thoughts are on this. I don't think this is a wonderful idea by DeSantis. It just, the timing feels off, the intuition, the gut feeling just feels off. It just feels weird. It feels forced, down so much in the polls, taking this long to really kind of get in and it just very, very interesting. Very interesting. We shall see. Let me know your thoughts and what you think and how you see this playing out. I do know this, though. Again, I do truly think rates kind of staying up still. Banks are going to continue collapsing. Things look like they could potentially be really bad last half of this year, early next year, and going forward. So it's going to be very interesting. We know that's going to continue happening. We know Bitcoin is going to take center stage. We know that without a shadow of a doubt. Bitcoin is the apex predator. It's a honey badger. Honey badger don't care. Look forward to seeing you on the next one.